I'm really enjoying speedruns and fascinated by the techniques that these legendary speedrunners use in order to manipulate the game in their favor to beat it in the quickest time possible. So today, I've decided to check out a speedrun for one of my all-time favorite Legend of Zelda games, and that is, of course, Wind Waker. What's the crack, lads? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be checking out a brand new speedrun to me, because it's brand new to me. We're going to be checking out gamesdonequick speedrun of Wind Waker, done by the legendary Linkus7. Now this individual, from what I'm aware, is incredibly good at speedruns and is beloved in the speedrunning community. And Linkus7, if you're watching, I hope you blow my mind today. My mind has already been blown from previous speedruns that I've seen, and I want to see what a speedrun of Wind Waker looks like, and I feel like you are the perfect individual to showcase that to me and explain all of the fine little techniques that you use to beat this game in the quickest time possible for my tiny brain. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's check out The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker speedrun.
Okay, first
this is going to be good.
File name. What is the file name for the bid war?
Link all caps.
File name choice, as decided by
all caps.
our lovely donors, is Luigi.
Oh,
Luigi. Okay.
That works too.
Perfect. So let's start the timer in 3, 2, 1, go. All right.
So
anyways. Hello, everybody.
So they start the timer.
Today we're going to be doing a run of Wind Waker. This is going to be the any percent
for the cutscene.
So
Interesting.
beat this game as fast as possible. There's going to be plenty of glitches and skips. If you look at the time estimate, it will be around 1 hour, which is probably a little bit shorter than you're used to for how long a game like Wind Waker should take.
Yes. You can say that again.
Yeah, I'm EJ125, a runner and glitch hunter.
I love the fact that glitch hunter is like a term for people that are into this space in the gaming industry. Glitch hunting is something that I used to do when I was a kid, and it was for WWE games. Me and my friend, we always try to find a way into the crowd when you're not supposed to get into it, or ways out of the elimination chamber, or ways of stacking weapons on top of each other. Like, we were glitch hunters then, before I think glitch hunting was really a term. So it's cool to hear people that, or it's people out there that are genuine glitch hunters, to find these exploits to beat games in a faster way. I think that's cool.
The first thing that we definitely want to explain is this intro. Very important lore. Don't forget evil man, hero. Yep, that's pretty much it. We're gonna get through that.
It's
now,
weird that they start the timer at the beginning cutscene. Shouldn't the timer start when the game starts, or when you start playing? No.
In this run, we are not going to sail a single time.
Wait, what? How do you mean you're not going to sail? This is Wind Waker. Isn't that like the core mechanic of the game? Dude, like the cutscene's like 3+ minutes.
The first
4 minutes.
The first objective we have is to get off of the island, the outside island, right? It's a really long island.
It's weird that they don't start the timer
slash, you know, lore island. It
as
takes
soon
about
as you start playing.
15-20 minutes for a speedrun to get through, and maybe an hour if you're a casual, right? So when we get control over Link, exactly. So throughout the years of Wind Waker speedrunning,
let's go.
The main exploit is just you want to turn around in the water, and you need to turn around more times than you're swimming. So that means at least 15 times per second you need to be turning around. And you know,
I don't understand. I need to see this in practice. I don't know what you're saying to me, Linkus.
You know, without pause buffering, right? Think again, because I have spent the last few years working up a bicep for this specific glitch. So only
a bicep, just the one, really.
So this is going to look quite different from what you're used to. So I'm going to enter this water right now.
Jump, though.
And I'm just going to show you before I start this. You're going to see this very easily. So if I'm swimming right, I'm
see. This is when the run should start.
Around, you can kind of see that Link slows down. He doesn't really move. That's what we're going to be exploiting. We're going to be exploiting the turning around mode. So what I'm going to try and do is this. Let's see if I can get this.
Okay, here we go. What is he doing? You're on live television. Oh, sorry. This. What is happening?
So I can't really talk much because it's really intense. So give me a second.
Bro, you've been practicing. You've been putting into work. Holy! I could see the smoke. Me watching speedruns on my own, and you just see this cool, nifty trick that people do in speedruns. Me watching speedruns when my parents walk in, and there's just Linkus. Well, what is happening? What is this? Like some sort of speed up to swim?
Yes, I can. And normally I just do this in one pause, but I'm going to pause. So I'm going to try and turn around, and every time I'm turning around, I'm getting a little bit more negative speed. And my objective is to get at least 500 units. And for context, as a casual, you would only get maybe like, you know, you would maybe get only around 25, 30 units. So now I'm switching to a normal controller. This controller is not my worn out one, because you might be able to imagine that trick is quite intense on the controller. So what I'm going to try and do right now is I'm going to try and go for this air refill spot. And if I got enough speed, let's see if we did. Hopefully we did.
Well done.
Then we can initiate a super swim. No pause buffers, just a very tired Swedish boy.
What is happening?
I'm getting very unlucky right here.
Are you swimming?
Just, hopefully snap out of it.
Yeah, you got plenty of air.
There we go. Okay, so I'm going to be charging up more speed. So right now, I'm doing what I was doing before. It's just doing it automatically for me. So the camera is basically turning around every single frame right now. And my goal here is to go here, get an area fill, and then hopefully, if I don't drop this, I should be able to make it across the entire ocean.
Holy shit! Bro's going so fast! What? The fuck? What? No Larry required? Are you serious?
And we did it! Okay.
Holy crap!
Okay.
What the fuck did I just witness?
Nervous about, because that trick is already very physical to do, and yeah, doing it with nerves, not easy. But yeah, so I turn around there, and you saw right there generally how basic Super Swim works, right? I'm turning around, and as long as you're turning around, you're gaining negative speed, just like Mario 64. In the beginning, I do to build it up here with my secondary controller. This is the normal game controller, but very worn out. So yeah, flick the analytic up and down if I do it fast enough.
He's already got it! Oh my god.
All the way at Dragon Roost. And the very convenient thing is, even though we don't have King of Red Lions, even though this cutscene is totally messed up because, you know, the boat is not here, I will still be receiving a Wind Waker because this cutscene is just placed here. And this completely breaks the game. And the most important aspect of the Wind Waker is that I can do super swims without having to do it manually now. So if you've ever played a Zelda game with an instrument, which is the majority of them, you're probably going to notice that, you know, when you're playing an instrument, there's a couple of, you know, special properties the game developers put in. So, for example, right now, if I'm facing away from the camera and I take out the Wind Waker, Link is going to turn around, right? You want to see Link. You don't want to, you know, look on his back when he's playing the instrument. And we're going to take advantage of that. So by performing this glitch called storage right here, which is done by diving with the Wind Waker and canceling right before you land, I'm going to be able to play with the Wind Waker out. I'm not just going to be stuck playing a song. But the important thing is, since the camera always has to face Link, if I just hold up in the water, he'll be turning around automatically for me. I don't have to, like, turn around anymore. So because the game is, that's unfortunate, Sploosh. So because Link is programmed to always face the camera, if I'm just holding up to turn around, camera is turning around for me, and I'm able to charge speed. And now we're going to be able to do super swims.
And so now he doesn't need to do the manual version at this point. He can just hold up on the stick, be able to gain speed.
Trust me, there is plenity of cutscenes later on.
I need to watch a Games Done Quick live, dude. Y'all need to tell me when this is actually live so we can, like, stream it. Because this is so fascinating.
I'm going to go up to this guard. He's going to go, huh? He's going to throw down the lantern, and then it's going to bring me from the overworld, and it's pretty much going to wrong warp me straight into the jail cell of Forsaken Fortress.
What?
And basically, in Wind Waker, right?
Excuse
me? Two moblins. There is a moblin with a lantern and in the overworld, and then there's the guard. But to save resources, Nintendo pretty much has the same enemy for both of those things.
Dude, I can't comprehend this.
Because normally, if you don't sequence break, you would always have a sword, and it would act as a normal enemy. But because of my sequence breaking, the game thinks I should be in Forsaken Fortress right now, so it throws me in jail. I head over here, and now we're in Forsaken Fortress, and the main purpose for going here is just kind of to get the sword and get a couple of story things progressed, because we have to still progress it somewhat to be able to beat the game. Right
this
here
is
before I'm
mind-blowing.
We picked up a couple of rupees. We went down to the bottom right there, and that is
Okay, that was skill,
so the game doesn't
right?
actually
We can't
physically
just
drop
like
the sword. It just
gloss
checks if you
over
were
that.
around the landing area to know
That
should the
was
sword
pure
be placed out or
parkour
not,
skill right there.
Which is why we went down there. Now, when I'm in the inside of Forsaken Fortress, I'm gonna try and speed this up to get to the end as quickly as I can. So I'm gonna get the storage glitch again. Now, storage, you're gonna hear if I press A, by the way, the chest is trying to open, but it's not too happy. So remember how I said earlier that I'm able to play in the Wind Waker mode? Well, with this storage glitch, that's not the only thing I'm able to play. So I can interrupt opening up a chest. So I'm pretty much playing while a chest is opening right now. And the reason that's so important is because the game actually changes how your collision works while opening up a chest, which lets us do some very funky things. So because the game is trying right now to open up a chest, I can kind of just climb up all
that's illegal! That's illegal in at least 17 countries.
And
Get paid.
and get paid for it.
What
Exactly.
the
Thank you. And now that's pretty much Forsaken Fortress.
Bro.
It's going to be a very broken run. There's going to continue to be more and more effects like this. And there's just so much things. If you're a game developer and you're watching this, I'm sure that there's a lot of, tricks you do behind the scenes to try and make things work. So as just a quick example there, why that chest, does that collision it does, it's just to perform the animation in game. It's not a pre-rendered cutscene. So to be able to have, going to the chest and do, the traditional do-do-do-do-do-do, and, he turns around, shows off the item, he's super excited. For him to be able to, lean into the chest and do that, they had to shrink his hitbox. But because we don't finish it and we're kind of in that cutscene, we get to keep it and we just get to use its effect for our advantage, which was used to climb up there.
That's insane. I have so much respect for people out their brains work this way when they see certain things in game that they can exploit and use for their runs.
I've got $25 for you from Anonymous, who says, Link has so many lakes to cross. Surely he is bound to come across a lake house. Can we get some rupees for the Alan Wake Lake House incentive? Great reminder, we may have met that Lord of the Rings cosplay incentive, but we also are trying to get $20,000 for that bonus lake house run for Alan Wake 2 later in the night. That is currently $12,000 away about, but that has gone down by several $1,000s in the past few minutes. So y'all can do it. Do you have time for one more?
Oh, we got plenty of time.
Oh, wonderful. I've got $10 for you from
The jacket's coming off.
Who says,
All right.
Linkus 7, what happened to Linkus 9? Did you eat him?
For God's
It's
sake.
just like Microsoft. Sometimes we skip versions.
Good one.
Excellent. A simple answer. There you go, Linkus 6. Don't worry about it. I've also got $20 for you from Agent Otter, who says, Link is playing Wind Waker? Shut up and take my red rupee.
Shut up and take my red rupee. Oh, Larry! Yes, I honestly thought we were never going to see Larry in this entire playthrough.
One more.
One more? Perfect. $25 for you from The Jams, who says, good luck to all the runners. May the Triforce be with you.
Hell yeah!
Thank you. Yeah, so now we're at the end of the cutscene, finally. We still got a couple of cutscenes we can't skip.
Larry's back, dude.
Mainline ones. This one we have to kind of watch because we have to get King of Red Lions to spawn into the overworld here, or there's going to be some problems later. But if you've watched any previous runs, like for example, HDQ 2020, like I mentioned, the last any % run,
I still think this Ganondorf is the best Ganondorf they've ever come up with.
Except for doing that first trick fully unbuffered, without pause buffering the game, everything has been almost the same. This is when things start to change. You would imagine that a 20-plus-year-old game would have everything figured out, especially as broken as Wind Waker. But in the past about 3 or 4 months, the entire game has changed. So starting after this cutscene, the whole route is different until the very end. Nothing would be the same. So if you have not watched Wind Waker in the past 3 months, it's not going to be recognizable, and there are plenty of major skips that have been found. And I actually think while we have one more cutscene going on, the first main glitch that we're coming into, which is called door cancel. I think if you want to talk about that, Trog, because You
Bye,
are
Larry.
very familiar with
Larry's gone already.
Linkus here is going to get a storage one more time like he's been using before. And he's going to be using storage to interrupt opening a door. And just like how we saw him using it for opening a chest, it's going to alter his collision properties. And so what it's going to end up doing is he's going to cancel the text from the King of Red Lions as he's opening a door. And what that will end up doing is it will remove almost all of his collision. You can walk through walls. You can climb insane geometry. It's going to be really insane.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely broken. If you thought that the chest storage we showed earlier was broken, this one is big. And you're also going to notice that I'm rescuing Tingle, which seems very strange. But here is a very useful item, the Tingle Tuner. So the Tingle Tuner is used in...
Why don't I remember that?
If you don't know, currently in front of me right here, I have a Game Boy Advance connected with a GBA cable.
What? When did you do that?
Also one of the main things, we're going to get into it later, but there were some huge discoveries made around glitches with the Tingle Tuner, which completely changed
the Tingle Tuner.
So the Tingle Tuner and
maybe that was just for the GameCube version.
Changed this route. So now once I'm finally done with Tingle and we got all of our items that we need around here, it is now time to start setting up these glitches. So it's going to be very hard. Hopefully we can do it. But my first step is pretty much like Trog said, to set up that I can somehow interrupt opening up a door. So I'm going to do that by getting storage. And remember earlier I said that you can play while certain things are up? We're going to do the same, but with a text. So all that really means is just that I can play while a text box is on the screen instead of being stuck talking to him. And what I'm going to try and do, and this is frame perfect, so hopefully we can get it first try, but we can easily retry otherwise, is I'm going to get the text box up on the screen right now. And then what I have to try and do is open the door and then finish this text box exactly 2 frames after I open it. And if I do that, I get this glitch. So you're going to see right here that I can walk through this pillar, not just a little bit, but all the way through.
Okay.
And that's because when you open up a door in Wind Waker, the game actually gives you no clip, enters the loading zone, and then it's just done. But by canceling it and interrupting it, I will maintain that stage. So all wall collisions that are in front of me, not underneath me, but in front of me, will just not run.
How do you figure this shit out?
Get storage here, and then we're going to super swim right there. We can just go underneath the island. Like I said, collision in front of me doesn't exist anymore. So gonna prepare a storage right here. So right now I'm super swimming, but I still have that property I talked about earlier. So I am able to go through walls. So what I'm gonna do here is super swim all the way to the bottom. And what we want to do right now is get the game. So there's
this is insane.
The game. One of them is the DQ leaf. So we're going to be heading down to Forest Haven now. I'm going to be in this corner right here to try and get an air refill.
This refill can troll you sometimes.
Yeah, air refills
nice.
are not that kind of
Not even close.
Yeah, it can be a little bit scary. It's not 100%. And you're going to see why I wanted the special collision. So it's going to be very broken. So
I can just picture Larry
I'm at Forest Haven,
at the island,
I have that special collision.
Link,
so first,
where the fuck
getting
did
on
you
top
go?
of the island. Very easy. Just going to flip up here. We're at the top right now. We just get teleported thanks to the water.
Shit, this
then
is
I'm going to do this
insane.
setup right here where I'm going to try
So you
and
still
line
have no
myself up
forward
with this
collision.
wall here. And that looks pretty good. Then I'm going to line up this texture here. And then if I do a roll and a side hop, I should just clip through the wall and land right here. Then we're going to slowly walk up here. Now, like I said, the collision is very weird. It will fail to check in collision in front of you, but not underneath you. So what I'm going to do is this. So I'm going to do a jump slash and slash my sword very fast. And what's going to happen is Link is going to land on the ground.
He's at it again, boys.
Knocked back by the sword.
He's at it again. Mom, don't come in here.
Mashing my B button here to continuously do jump slash to climb this wall all the way to the top. And hopefully, if I got close enough there, when I land on the water, if I got close high enough,
I thought he was going to go all the way up.
But by getting close to that platform right there, if you land in the water, the game thinks that you were at the top. Unfortunately, I didn't get close enough. So if it thinks you were at the top of Forest Haven and it fell down, to help the casual player, it will just simply respawn you at the very top. Hey, we get to see the slashes again. So let's go up another time, and hopefully we get this.
And it's important that he enters the loading zone through the
Let's
top
go!
here. Yeah. This is the only way we can get the deck relief before the grappling hook.
And he's moving very slowly because the slightest little misstep, you go through the collision, as you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, just as easy as it is to, as simple as it looks to go through walls, it's just as easy to go through walls.
Because I know what I'm talking about. So what's going to happen when he hits the water?
Yeah, exactly. That's why you don't want to like accidentally clip down. You just want to get to the top. Hopefully that one worked. Really? Okay.
Oh, that didn't work either. Where do they hold these events? Like, where? I know it's in America, but where? I'd love to go to one.
We might not have DJ Pausa, but we do have DJ Jump Slash noise, and I'm so here for it.
DJ Jump Slash.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, now the angle worked. I touched the bottom.
Nice.
Okay.
The crush
Beautiful.
Too.
Okay, so we get crushed and we respawn at the top right there. There we go.
Wait, you spawn at the top. Okay.
Okay. So now we're at the top, and
I love that he kept going with it to show us, because he could have easily said, "Look, I'll just go and do it the long way."
Now, once I'm in here,
The Great Deku Tree!
I need to somehow spawn the DQ Leaf, and I could technically just kill these chews normally, but if I were to do that, I would watch a cutscene and spawn at the bottom, undoing the whole glitch I just did. So I have to skip this cutscene, and it is a very complicated cutscene skip.
Okay.
But on a fundamental level, it's not that hard to understand. So the whole concept here is that I want to be voided out at the same time as the cutscene tries to play. Because what's
no right shoes. If you're
you know this?
if you're not confident, I would roll clip and respawn up top and try again.
Yeah, I think so. So
Yeah.
there's an RNG element here. So anyway, so these chews right here, you can see actually. I can just showcase because
Why are
it
they
failed.
doing
so
that?
these chews are just going to be going forward right now, right? And their AI is pretty much disabled. So what my objective is to push them out of bounds. And if once they go out of bounds, they will go really far out of bounds and then despawn. And that counts as them dying, which would be the same as if I were to actually kill them. But it's luck-based which angle they have towards that wall.
And
so because none of them went to the right, I can't do the setup to try and get crushed at the same time, meaning I'm going to have to reload the room from the top. That's very unfortunate. It's very unlikely that that happens, but it can't happen.
Oh, so it has to reload the room.
So I'm just going to clip out of bounds on purpose. And this is pretty much what the chews do, by the way. They just
I'm just going to casually clip out of bounds because I know a spot.
Thankfully, like I said, there is at least a backup if you get the bad RNG right there.
I can't wait to see this in action. So he's not actually going to fight the chews.
Storage,
He's going to
get them into
despawn
this
them.
glitch state where they're just sliding forward, and then try and set up so that we can get a crush. So.
And that's why we get storage, is it on the chews. It just buys you enough time to get the crush to skip the cutscene. Otherwise, there just really isn't enough time to do it.
So let's see if we get better luck here. So we're going to store that cutscene so their AI is disabled. Need to get it one more time. Okay, this time we got one on the right, so that's all you need. That's all you
only need
that was
one.
Almost unlucky again. So now I have one on the right and I can try the glitch. It's still a very complicated glitch, but so I'm going to push all of these out.
He's
Remember,
blasting
once
them
they
through the
push
wall.
out, they're going to slide forward for a while. I'll try and target this guy so you can actually kind of see. Let's see if he wants to push out there. As you can see, he goes forward.
Whoa!
So it's really just a way to make a
cool.
delayed death happen. Because if you slash them with your sword, they would just die instantly. So what I'm going to try and do here now, it's very precise, is I'm going to try and push this last chew out of bounds and then get crushed by this DQ tree. So we're going to go over here. And then if I time this right, I have to count, so I have to be fully focused here. So I'm going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
This is so precise.
Let's see if this works.
Looks good.
Yeah, that's it.
Let's see.
Oh,
Nice,
Yeah.
and it worked. Okay.
bro, that's insane, man! The fact that he was counting down as well.
Spawn at the top. The
Dude's a
cutscene is skipped,
professional.
and then,
This is a
we're good to go
professional
for
at
the
work,
DQ.
lads.
Also, yes, collision, very funky. I'm able to land there.
Cody Miller,
We pick up the DQ leaf, and
are you watching?
believe it or not, that's all the items we need in the game now.
Holy
that's
crap.
It. I don't need any other items. I have the Tingle Tuner and I have the DQ Leaf, and that is every item you need to be able to beat Wind Waker in 2025. So,
Ganondorf.
yeah, so now we're on to Ganondorf. Which if you
This
want,
actually blows my mind.
from it used to be. So,
And Linkus is so good at commentating about this.
Basically,
So this
Nintendo
thing-
trying to prevent you from sequence breaking. Will spawn us here. So right now I'm using the Tingle Tuner. So my Game Boy is
The
currently
Tingle
being
Tuner.
connected to the thing.
That's
why it's
so
connected right here with
cool,
the Game
bro.
Boy. It's gonna send over, and basically what's on this Game Boy once it's connected is a live updating map, kind of like the Wii U gamepad was. But it also, more importantly, will have a little shop. Very overpriced, but a small shop where like, hey, for 20 rupees, you can buy a red potion, stuff like that. And that's what we specifically want. So once this is connected now, I am ready to start setting up the end game. So to get to the end of the game, I'm gonna wanna try and do the same glitch I did earlier, which is to have a chest, to cancel this door. So I'm gonna store this text box, I'm gonna run over here, and now I'm gonna try and cancel this 2 frames afterwards.
2 in a row,
Got
man.
it, beautiful.
Nice.
That's
Dude,
what
that
80%
was
of my runs die on, so it's very good
so
to get
quick.
that back to back.
And
And
good
now
energy.
I'm going to go on down here, and now we're gonna start
Here we
super
go.
swim. So
Super
we're gonna super one more
swim.
time. This is also the last super swim of the run. Like,
Poor
that's
Larry,
16
dude.
times
He
overall.
has a day off. He's on holidays. He's on annual leave. He don't need to be here.
So I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna try and get another air refill, similarly to what I did last time. So I'm gonna try and get close to this wall. Hold up. There we go.
Link, I said
Okay,
I don't know
that
when you
was
unplug your
super
Game Boy,
impressive.
but now would be a decent time to do an unplug. But
No, it's fine.
cool.
Okay,
Legs is like, no.
it's fine.
I got this.
Okay, so you're gonna notice, like I said, collision, kind of strange with door cancel. So you're gonna see this beautiful way that we can abuse it by, remember I said earlier, there's no collision checks in front of us, but there is underneath us. So what if I just walk very slowly up on walls? So you can see here, instead of walking forward, let's sidewalk, because then it's just checking underneath me. So then let me just kind of walk up any wall that I want, so I can get to the very end of Forsaken Fortress right there.
It's
We
not.
can go here. And this is the loading
What
zone,
is
which
this
is
speed
Fortress
run?
2, which is the
Now
midway
this
point in the game.
this is a speed
You can
run.
also get up here, but
This
you
is a
can
freaking
also
speed run. The Ocarina of Time speed run, as impressive as it was super underwhelming. This is a speed run.
We can just quickly do this. Slowly gonna be going up here. And that's fine. And now we can jump through the roof, get into the loading zone.
Oh, that's so cool, bro. That's insane. I don't even want to know how many thousand hours went into figuring out all of this. But I guess when it comes to speedrunning and like the speedrunning community, there's like Reddit posts and like social media groups that they're all in, sharing different exploits, sharing different glitches that they found, you know, figuring out different routes, different paths that give you the quickest possible times. And that's how all of, like, it's not all done by one person, I'm sure. That's what I'm thinking anyway. I think speedrunning is a community-based thing, and they share different techniques and maneuvers with each other that they can use to help their runs that they're doing to get the fastest time possible. Like, I don't think like all of these exploits was all found by Linkus. I think it's just community stuff that they found on Reddit posts or online, and they decided to merge everything together and come up with the perfect run. That's what it feels like anyway, in the speedrunning space. So that's so cool to see it all come together like this.
All right, so now we're inside of Forsaken Fortress 2, and one thing I really want to note that is very important is that even though theoretically we could have gotten into Forsaken Fortress 2 with these few items probably 5 or 10 years ago in theory, the reason we've never done it before is because you need a lot of glitches to be able to do the rest of the game with only 3 items. Like everything you see in the top right, that's it, right? So this is another great example.
So that's all you need to beat the game.
I would need the Skull Hammer. To get the Skull Hammer, I
The
need the
Tingle
Master
Tuner,
Sword,
the
etc.,
Korok
etc.,
Leaf,
etc.,
and the
right?
sword.
Like, it just keeps going
And the
on
Wind
and on,
Waker.
which is why a lot of things have so many requirements it took so long to get over. So there is no way for me to kill Helmrock, so I have to skip him somehow. Thankfully, the new methods to skip Helmrock have actually gotten quite streamlined. So the first thing I want to do is get behind him for this first phase. So there's 2 phases. There's one here, and then there's one at the top. So I'm going to leaf around and grab the sledge to get behind him.
Yo, that was
And then what I'm
impressive.
gonna do once I'm up here now, he's kind of, you know, he's waiting for me to attack him with the Skull Hammer. So I'm going to take down my health. And then once I get down to a little bit of lower health like this, I'm going to be doing this specific setup now. Now, shoutouts to EJ behind me. He's actually the one who found this. So you're going to sidle this wall, get damage, 1 sword slash, 2 sword slashes, C up, pause buffer until this frame, and if it worked, when I ledge grab here, I should be able to grab so far into the wall, I can just get underneath the floor and just skip all of the fight. And that's Helmrock.
What? How do you find that?
Now once we're here, we can just open up this door, And conveniently as well, while watching this cutscene, we're also going to be getting some free equipment we actually need. So we just got the, you can see we just got the shield.
Oh my god, he changed.
Anytime an item
He's got a whole new outfit on.
in a cutscene, if you don't have it, it will just give it to you. And it's very generous like that. And we are going to use the shield, so that is very
like, here,
convenient.
just fucking have it.
And this is the final cutscene before Hyrule. Now, we're going to have so much to talk about that we can definitely take in a couple of donations before we get into the very glitch-heavy part of the run, if it hasn't already been glitch-heavy. But
what you mean the very glitch-heavy? What you
I do
mean?
have some donations for
That
you.
wasn't the glitch-heavy?
I've got $100 for you from Matt Lold.
Oh my
who
god,
says,
dude, this
hey,
is
Link
insane.
7, can you sign my Wii?
sure, of course. It would be my honor. Yeah, no, now when we're heading down to Hyrule, now, if you've heard anything about Wind Waker speedrunning, I'm sure you've heard about barrier skip. Now, there is actually a new barrier skip that has been found again. But before we get down there and we're at the end of these cutscenes, I think I want to send it over to Trog, because Trog is basically responsible for
I love that Korok
a lot,
plush.
if not most, of the barrier skip discoveries in this game. So if you wanna take it away and explain a little bit of the history and how we have gotten to this stage, feel free.
Sure. Well, we'll keep it brief because it's going to be a long talk. But we'll talk about to get through the barrier, we need to do a thing called a seam clip. A seam clip is basically if you can move Link fast enough through two different polygons or two different walls, you can, in certain situations, pass right through them. And this is essentially what we're doing for barrier skip. It works in other places, but barrier skip here is what we're using it for. In order to do that, you need to have at least 36 units of speed. And so in reference, rolling is 26 units. So no matter what you do, you're not going to be able to roll through the barrier. I don't care how much you try. Okay, so historically what we've done is we have used something called a bomb push clip, where we pull a bomb out, and on a specific frame, we stand in a very specific position, and we drop the bomb behind us. The bomb pushes Link, and we move 52 units of speed. And that's enough, if you're precise enough, to get through the barrier. The new method that got found does not need bombs, hence why we didn't get them, and hence why this saved a lot of time. Because what we found is that if you slash with your sword, if out of a walk or a roll, you have just enough speed. It's like 40 units of speed just to get right through that seam. So you're going to see Link is coming here trying that out.
Nice.
Yeah, we've
okay,
definitely
so
come a long way. If you go all the way back to the 2020 run of GDQ, you're going to see that I did something called actor unloading. Long story short, we did a lot of glitches to make the barrier unload.
Sorry, I just need to stop there. Does that freak out anybody else when somebody says all the way back to 2020, when 2020 literally feels like last year? Freaks me out every time. Like 2020 was 5 years ago. What happened? Anyway, not relevant to the speedrun. I just wanted to point that out.
Then we moved from, okay, we don't have to do the really slow method of unloading it. We can instead clip through it. And now we have gotten to the next stage, which is pretty much just slash through it. Almost intended, but not really. So we're going to end trial right now. We're going to get the short cutscene, and then we're going to get to the back. Now,
I love that he's back in his normal outfit.
Okay, I'm kind of assuming one thing, so I'm just going to clarify one thing. So in Hyrule, if you haven't played Wind Waker, it's been a long time, right? You go down to Hyrule 3 times. One time at the start of the game, one time mid through the game, which is where we are technically right now, and one time at the very end. So because you have access to it from the start, the barrier is the way that the developers made sure you couldn't go to the end of the game and sequence break. So when you get to the back here of Hyrule, which you can do, like I said, like a third of the way or to a fourth of the way through the game, you have access to this bridge. You have Ganon's Tower over there to the right, and you have this beautiful barrier. So 2 parts to the barrier. The knockback part, this damage part, and then there's an invisible wall. So for the first part, you can actually just skip it by taking out your Wind Waker at the right time. But you can see that there's this kind of invisible wall here that's stopping me from walking. So my objective is to get through this. But this is a solid wall, so you know, I don't have a chest, I don't have a door. I have nothing that I can set up to make it similar to the glitches I've already done.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna tell you the steps because there's not really any reason for it because it's so precise. So here we go. So first what we're gonna do is a side hop, roll, back, side hop, roll, backflip, turn around, slash sword, take away sword, turn to the right. Roll, roll, roll with the shield. Target the barrier, zoom in, wait a second, turn around,
What?
zoom in.
Dude, he's like inputting a cheat
Wait for the
code.
camera, turn around, zoom in, turn a couple of frames to the right, blow the leaf, turn a couple of frames to the left.
Nah, dude, he's
And
taking a
hopefully,
piss.
if I did that right, we have the correct setup now. We'll see. So, right I have to do right now, if I'm in right now.
I love it if he's just stopped and said, that's how you do absolutely nothing.
Was meet up. And if I did all of that right, hopefully I did.
Look at Link.
And I can time a frame perfect sword slash. Let's
It's
see
like,
if we can get it.
I have enough of this speed run.
Slightly off in the angle. We hit the barrier. So this whole setup is pretty much just so we get to the very middle right there where the two invisible walls meet up. Because there's like a pixel of collision missing in between the two invisible walls.
Just a single pixel and somebody found it.
Yeah, it's really hard. Like I said, it's like... So I like
I
one thing
love
that he
that.
mentioned, by the way, to give you some context to the values. Remember, 360 degrees is turning around, right? But it's 65,000 values to make up those 360 degrees. And the amount of values that we have a window of there is almost none. So it's very precise. Now that looks right. Okay, the last times it didn't look right on that camera right there. So this should.
Okay, let's
hopefully,
see,
if I get
let's
the frame
see, let's
perfect,
see.
it should be right.
Is he gonna go
Okay.
through? Is he gonna actually go through?
There
Got
you
it.
go.
Yo!
Okay.
Awesome.
That's
Also by
insane!
Petra, sorry.
He actually
Still
got
haven't figured out how to
through.
clip her through the barrier yet.
Yeah. No, so you can see right there, so it failed back to back right there because Tetra was pushing us. And if you go frame by frame, you can probably barely even see that she was interacting with us because she was pretty far to the right. That's
I love
how
the fact
little
that there
of, like,
was
a
some
precision
mistakes in this
this
run
glitch is.
because
it is very precise.
it gave
and it's just
us
barely
an
possible
idea of
without
how
any
difficult
items.
some
You
of
can
these
technically do
techniques
it
really
without
are.
the leaf, as well. It's just easier for the setup because we have it anyways. But you could technically just run up, slash your sword, and get through if you made a setup for it. But yeah, that's it. Now we're in Ganon's Tower, and we are ready for the end of the game. And this is where the run has its hardest glitch. So we're coming
Wait,
up
that
on the hard
wasn't
part
it?
now.
I thought that
So
might have been
first
the
things
hardest
first,
one.
we're coming up to the Trials now. The Trials is all the refights right after the game. It wants you to refight the 4 main bosses before you can get to the very end. We don't have any of the items to do that, so I want to try and do something called Trial Skip. And thankfully that is possible with a combination of very precise positioning and something called a roll clip. So if you climb up very close to a ledge and you roll on the very first frame, you can just
Dude.
barely get out of bounds. And if I do that right in this spot, it's kind of precise, but hopefully we can get it within a few attempts, then I should be able to make it into the loading zone here and skip the trials. Frame late. So we're gonna try and set this up
slightly
here.
off frame. This is so... Dude, this is gonna like make me want to try some of this stuff. Oh, that's so cool! He got through.
Missed it. So the second thing right there,
Did
you
he?
can see by the way I'm pressing A and leaf. So normally when you have the leaf out, you're losing a ton of height. And we want to kind of avoid that. But every time you take out the leaf, you actually get a height boost. So every single time right there, I have to do very, very precise leaf pumps by canceling my leaf and then taking my leaf back out again over and over again so that I can maintain my height so that I can get to the very end there. Because if I don't, then I'm just not making it there. So we're gonna go up here,
You'll get it this time for sure.
target this again, and hopefully we can
You'll
get
get
it
it
again.
this time. For sure, for sure, for sure. Dude.
Frame
You're
early.
getting the hard part.
Oof.
Yeah, I'm getting the hardest part.
Is this the hardest part? This is the hardest glitch.
I don't know about Ganondorf, but if I saw this angry child hurtling towards me through the ocean, I would be terrified.
Yes.
Me too, buddy.
You get it? I think you got it.
Do you have time for one more? Oh no, you got the trick. Oh, wonderful.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah!
That took long enough. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Let's freaking
now,
go!
Quick story time here. So, Wind Waker,
That was insane.
we have known for
What?
over
Wait, he's gonna
10
die.
years
Bro, you're
that
gonna
you can
die, bro.
theoretically skip the second final boss fight, Puppet Cannon. And it has either never been done, or it's been slow or inconsistent. Definitely not marathon safe. And the reason why it's so difficult is because we need to do a glitch called a zombie hover. But it wasn't possible to do before without relying on a lot of luck. But the Tingle Tuner solves that issue, but it doesn't work in Ganon's Tower. But what a community member found was a forum post from 10 years ago. And this casual player 10 years ago found out that if you have your Game Boy Advance already connected, you unplug it from your console, and you plug it back in, you get the symbol back, but it still doesn't work. But if you then unplug it a second time and plug it in again, now the Game Boy Advance works in Ganon's Tower, even though it shouldn't.
That's all you have to do. Plug it in, plug it out, plug it in, plug it out again.
We're going to try and do a lot of glitches
That's
back
all
to
it
back,
took.
so I'm going to have to focus a little bit here. But what we're going to do first
He's going to lock
is a
in.
glitch called a zombie hover.
Bro, he's going to
so I'm
lock
going
in.
to take down to
I'm
0
going to lock
health,
in. I'm going to lock in watching this.
and I'm going to start mashing.
What the
Now,
fuck?
if you want to explain
He's
zombie hover
flying!
quickly while I'm doing this, EJ, you can, because I have to listen to this.
Yeah, sure. So basically, when you die, there's a 10-frame window where you can input pretty much anything. And one of those things could be a jump slash.
Bro
and the
is
game
flying.
recognizes that you're dead, so it does immediately cancel that jump slash, try to send you back down.
What?
However, you gain just enough height where if you spam the the jump attack over and over again fast enough, you can infinitely just gain height forever and ever and ever. And now Linkus here is going to use the Tingle Tuner that he now used the new glitch for, and then heal, and then grab the top with his door. Easy peasy.
Nice.
There we go.
What? Okay. What?
And
You
if you're
going to
wondering
clip
why I was
through?
leaning forward right there, I have to listen to the Game Boy Advance speaker because it's not that loud. It's not able to overpower this, huge room. So I have to really lean forward right there because I have to listen to when the heal kicks in.
That's
there's a bit of a delay.
insane.
So I heal right there with the red potion. It works just like a normal potion. It heals me. It makes me survive the zombie hover, which EJ explained. And now we're at the final tower. Now, when we're here, we have 2 major glitches left, or 3. So first things first, I need to get down my health again because I will be having to do another zombie hover later on. What I also need to make sure of is that I have my Game Boy Advance connected, which I do through unplugging
The
it and
twerk
replugging
goblins,
it
I love
again.
them.
Because every time you go through a loading zone, then it kind of fixes that bug I just did earlier. So now we have the Tingle Tuner again.
Okay.
And then we get to the top. I can't take any more damage, so I have to be careful.
Dodge roll. Dark Souls.
Okay. And now I get to the top. Now, what I need to do is, the first thing I need to do, this is, like I said, like a combo glitch, where it's just glitch after glitch after glitch. The first thing I need to do is get out of bounds. So I'm going to sidle up on this wall, and align myself up, and hopefully, if I do this right, if I leaf over here and then grab this pillar, and then go to the right and climb up at the right spot, I should be able to clip out of bounds right here. Or fall down. Very nice.
Oh, crap.
That's very
The
unlucky.
night is coming. Ah, dude, I'm getting anxiety looking at this.
So you can see right there that he kind of just
Can
let
he hit
go
him?
because that ledge isn't, you're not supposed to be able to hold it properly.
He lost
if you grab the spot, grab the ledge at a specific spot, he will
Yes.
be able to just barely grab it. So hopefully we get it right here. So I'm
This
gonna
is
walk here,
nutty.
And there we go. So now I'm out of bounds. So this is the first part.
Whoa, okay.
Now I need to
Okay.
walk around, not fall down, and not get back into bounds.
GG's.
And here's the difficult part. So I need to side hop into this loading zone right there and be exploded by a tingle bomb within 2 frames. If I am off that 2-frame window, I have to reload my save file and redo this whole floor again. So hopefully we don't.
Shit.
But there is not really a way. You cannot pause buffer it. You cannot do a setup for it. It is literally just feeling based. Jump to the left, have a feel for it, and do it within a 2-frame window. And if I do that, I have another glitch following up. So let's see if we can get this window.
Nice.
Got the first glitch, okay?
Whoa! I don't know what happened, but fuck, he did it.
One more, which hopefully my nerves will not let me fail. So here we go.
Okay,
Let's see if we can do this.
He's on the brink of death. Link has had enough of this.
Okay, so now, you remember earlier that zombie hover? Well, now I have a zombie hover that is about 1.5 minutes because I'm hovering to the very top of this arena. I also don't have a free hand, so I'm gonna have to use my nose right here to change the equipment on my Game Boy Advance.
Oh.
One more up, left, B. There we go. Just have to keep mashing.
Mom, don't
now,
come in here.
I'm really fighting gravity here, so because I'm basically being able to do a jump slash, but gravity is pushing me down, if I'm mashing about 8 to 9 times per second, I will just go straight forward. So to be able to gain height, for this hover, I want to be hovering around 13, 14 times per second, which is why it sounds a little bit like, why is he talking so weird? I'm quite tense up right now to be able to do this hover. Now, though, when we're at the top, we should be able to activate the seal.
Like...
And I do need to take my headset off again and listen to the speaker. It will take about 15 seconds.
Fucking crazy.
But in about 15 seconds, the heal should kick in.
Yeah, normally the healing happens earlier.
Hold on.
Everybody quiet. Everybody quiet. Okay, he's stuck. Oh my God. He did it. Let's go. Let's go. That was fucking sick.
It's a really bad speaker. I had to really listen up. Okay. And,
Bro
now
doesn't need to go to the gym. Just speedrun Wind Waker.
Okay. But yeah, that's all you need for Wind Waker.
That
And
was
now we're at the final boss.
crazy.
Hi, Ganon. And you can also see, by the way, thank you, game. We do need some more equipment, but thankfully this cutscene uses the Master Sword and Mirror Shield in your hand, so we just get it gifted to us from the game. So we never had to really go out of our way to get that.
Nah, game was just like, here, look, I'm fed up. Just take it, bro.
And, all right, now I'm coming up for this last one. If you ever watched one of my Wind Waker runs before, you will know it's tradition. Now, Ganon is about to have a little bit of a midlife crisis when he realizes, I'm not getting this Triforce. And he has the best voice-acted laugh track I have ever heard. So I want everybody in this room, I want every single one to laugh along and at home. Here we go in 3, 2, 1.
It's the best Ganondorf. Linkus is feeling it now.
What was that? I know Twitch chat did it well, though. Good job, everybody at home. I know you guys kept me proud. Thank you, everybody.
Let's
and
go.
Back in the crowd. Thank you, everybody.
Linkus is a natural at this. Holy
All
shit.
right, final boss fight. Hopefully I don't die. If we do, it's really bad. But we should be fine. One nice thing about using a Tingle Tuner is that we get 3 hearts. So I get 2 hits before I'm dead. And there is no grappling hook, there's no bottles, there's no recoveries. So we just have to hope for the best. So yeah, here we go. Final boss fight. This should take only about 1 minute if we're fast. So we'll see how it goes.
1 minute?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Look at, dude, this Ganondorf deserves to be in an episode of Samurai Jack. He's so cool.
So, first phase coming up. For the first phase, you need to deal a certain amount of damage, and once you've dealt a certain amount of damage to Ganon, you have to have Zelda shoot her arrow at him, and you get that through either waiting for a while or from talking to Zelda. That is not good. I am going to play a little bit safe here. Zelda, please come over here. So yeah, you want to press A to talk to her. So hopefully that's enough damage. There we go. So
nice.
once you had enough damage and he gets hit with the light arrow, it activates the second cutscene. Now I need to do a certain amount of damage. And once I've done that amount of damage, Zelda will just stand up. So I'm gonna try and time these flurry rushes here.
Nice, nice, nice.
There we go. That should be enough damage, hopefully. And now we just need to have Zelda have good aim and not hit us. And time will be, by the way, once our sword goes into Ganon's head. So there's the light arrow. And
here it is! Oh! Okay. Bro, that was legendary.
Sub 1 hour.
Let's go.
Holy crap.
Nice.
59 minutes. Giga chat. Let's go. I forgot he actually stabs him right in the skull.
For watching, what a run. Definitely, there was a couple of mistakes along the way, but this is a very hard run to do in a marathon. Already, it's a hard run to just do a no reset of, and then being in a different setup. But I got sub 1 hour, which is the goal. This is the first time I've been able to do sub 1 hour at a marathon, so that's really good. I'm really happy about that run. And even though, you know, some tricks took a few attempts, still got to show everything off. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
That was amazing.
Hope you guys definitely did enjoy
Genuinely
it.
one
If
of
you
the
wanna
most
see, awesome
fun
Zelda
I've had watching
content,
the speedrun.
You should definitely check me out on YouTube or Twitch. Link is 7. I make a lot of content on pretty much the entire
Dude,
Zelda
this
franchise.
and
specifically also,
Mario
if you're
Odyssey
interested
are my
in
favorite
Wind Waker,
speedruns I've
not
watched
only
so
do I
far.
have a lot of content in Wind Waker, and not only do I speedrun it, but there's an amazing community around
Yeah, like I
Wind
said,
Waker.
community
The two
based.
people on the couch, like, it's just 2 people. There are dozens and dozens of people. Do you guys have anyone you want to make sure to shout out in the community?
Sure, yeah. I mean, there's like Mini, huge runner, and also Glitch Hunter. Azer, huge Glitch Hunter, Router.
Yeah, half the stuff. Yeah, Azer.
I think, before, the big thing that Link has mentioned is that, this run changed a lot recently, and it's become a lot more accessible and, consistent.
Yeah.
But before that, any percent used to be a really difficult category, extremely difficult, not safe at all. And
Yeah.
runners like, Aloha Kirby, Awabi, Demon, Linkus too used to run that route, kind of push that to its, brinks. But now, we're safe.
Yeah, never would have thought we would have seen Public and Skip in a Games Done Quick. It's really cool.
Yeah. And I also wanna give a huge shout out to Trog for making this berry skip and so many of the discoveries we have found in the past years possible. He has written programs to run thousands of simulations of Wind Waker to check every value imaginable,
That's
spending
insane.
weeks and months on it. So huge shout out to Trog and the whole community as a whole for making this all possible. It's all a community effort. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, crowd, for being here. Thank
was
you
amazing.
for watching at home. I appreciate you
That
so
was
much.
incredible.
And hope you enjoy the rest of GDQ. Thank you so much for having me.
Let's go! Lads, I am super impressed with that. Linkus absolutely knocked it out of the park. One of my favorite speedruns that I had a privilege of watching. Just seeing all of the different techniques and strats that were accumulated over the years come together in one run. Super special. This run in particular really felt community driven. It felt like Linkus was like more so grateful that these exploits were there for him to use and he was honored to explain these exploits to people. The fact that the community comes together to come up with these different strats to make this speedrun a possibility is insane. Wind Waker came out in 2003, like 12 years ago, or 22 years ago, 22 years ago. And it's just incredible to see that it's here at this point where people can do sub 60 minutes of a speedrun for a game that took me a long time to beat, but I love that game so much. But it's so fascinating to see all of these different techniques and strats put together in one speedrun. And a massive shout out to Linkus and everybody at Games Done Quick for putting on a great show. Linkus, you're fantastic at what you do. You're a natural when it comes to explaining speedruns. You can see that, and you can tell from your voice how passionate you are about it. And it's just nice to see the crowd behind you as well. Just fantastic stuff. I loved it. This is one of my favorite speedruns I have ever watched. It was so good and so well informed as well in terms of how things are done and certain glitches and all that. I loved it. I loved it. But anyway, lads, that is going to be my reaction to this speedrun as requested from some of you, but also one that I was curious about. So if you guys liked it, leave a like on this video and make sure you subscribe. I'll leave a link to the original video in the description, and of course Linkus's channel. Fantastic, well-loved, well-renowned speedrunner in the speedrunning space, especially Wind Waker and Zelda. Make sure you go check him out, support him, and show all the love in the world. But that is going to be it from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next speedrunning reaction video. See you later, dudes.